Great. It's been highly competitive, I would say. The film room is highly competitive. The field work is highly competitive. You got a bunch of guys, a good mix of veterans and young guys, and I think we're, we talk about expectation being constantly on the rise, and that's what we've been able to do so far. Yep. Oh yeah, he's special. He's really special. He's really special. First off, he puts the work in, right? So you could take, talent is a God-given thing, but the discipline and skill that you develop over time in your life, he's been able to do that, right? He's a really disciplined guy. He's the same every day from a mentality standpoint. He's the same every day from a work ethic standpoint. So you see that translate to the field. He's probably in the film room more than anybody on the entire defense, and he puts that type of effort in, and he's done a great job of, pushing the envelope with other guys to make sure the standards are right. Yeah. Yeah, first off, it's great for the guys to be able to get opportunity, and it's on those guys to maximize those opportunities and me to have them ready for those, right? So I think it's been a good mix of that. And then from a, preparation standpoint, we dealt with this a little bit too when Latham was out and had missed a spring before. He had 2 years ago a really good, successful, he's a Thorpe semifinalist type season for him. It's a lot of mental work. There's a lot of work in the film room to say, okay, what does it take to be prepared to be able to cross the white lines and be ready to go? Because the game doesn't care if you've taken spring ball or not, right? You got to be ready to go. Yeah, I think everybody's held to the same standard, so I don't assume anything. Everybody's going to be coached the same way, whether, it doesn't matter if it's Caleb Downs coming out of a break or it's Jalen McClain coming out of a break. They're coached the same way, and the expectation's the same. But yeah, anytime that you have vets and high-level players that are your hardest workers, that means something, right? And the guys are going to follow suit from that. He's played a multitude of positions for us. He can handle that, and we have different personnel packages where we can move him around and do different things with him. So he's got a wide variety of skills, and it's our job to highlight those. So he's played multiple positions, in our secondary so far. Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have flexibility in packaging and you're able to highlight what guys do well is awesome. And then it's awesome for those guys too, because when the NFL looks at those guys, versatility is really important when you get down to 53 guys on a roster. Yeah, you do, because you have specific job responsibilities within those, but they become more interchangeable and fluid in how you can function within those pieces. It's not like a true strong or a free safety. You know what I mean? Those guys are able to complement each other, and you have more flexibility within your packaging to put those guys in position to make plays. Yeah, he's been a guy that's been on the rise. To me, from where he was when he started spring ball to where he is now, he's made more plays at practice. His eye discipline is better. His understanding of the defense is better, which allows you to be able to play free and be able to play fast. So that's what I've seen so far, and I expect that to continue. He's been great. He's been great. First off, we do a thing where we track how well you run to the ball every practice. One of the things that we grade, right? So you can talk about all the schematics that you want. Coach Knowles has all that, but if you're not running to the ball, you're not playing good defense, right? So we track that, and he's one of the guys that every single practice is one of our highest grade guys running to the ball. So he's been awesome from an effort standpoint first, attitude. He's in early. He puts the work in, and he's made a bunch of plays out here. So no, I'm excited about Jalen McClain for sure.
When you talk about running to the ball, do you mean like is ball hawking really well in the back end, or is it a nose for the football in the game, or something?
Yeah, so we're really tracking effort and how hard a guy's playing from there is what we do. But I would say this too, he's been around the ball a lot, right? Whether it's alley running and he's downing the ball on a breakthrough run or fading gaps, things like that. And then he's got really good range in the post at the half too. So he's done a good job of both of those things. I guess all the above.
How happy are you depth-wise right now? Like, do you feel confident? Very confident behind that Caleb? Where do you see things going?
Yeah, I do. And, it's been an opportunity for you have a couple guys that are aren't out there, so you're able to continue to grow the depth and be able to see what guys can do, and you have increased reps from that standpoint. So I do feel confident. I feel confident in the guys that, how they've performed so far this spring, and then the guys that haven't been out there, I feel confident from what their abilities are, what I've seen on film, and then the mental preparation from that standpoint. Now I would go back to refer to, what Lathan was like a couple years ago and taking that same blueprint. Yeah, he's done, I would say the mental side. I would say he has really good physical skills. You see him when he walks on the field. I mean, yeah, no doubt. I would say the mental side of the game, right? Really understanding what's the defense, what's my eye progression, where do I fit into this chess piece? What's my chess piece in this whole match that's happening? And I've been pleased with him, and he's putting the work in to make sure that he understands what's going on.
For you as a coach, the year and all this transition, you walk in the door and just go to bounce, as a coach, what is it like working with him?
I wouldn't say weird. I'd say it's great, right? And because his preparation is so high level, it challenges you as a coach to be an elite teacher, right? Because he's going to be on his game. It's like coaching a professional player, right? He understands the concepts of the game so well. He's put so much time into it. As a coach, you better be matching or equaling that, right? Going above and beyond that, because if not, he's going to be a step ahead of the coach, right? So that's it's been awesome to be able to push each other, to make each other better. He's got a great understanding and feel for the game. He's a great young man. The work ethic is really high level. So every value that you would look for, not just for skill or intangibles, things like that, but who he is as a person, I can't say enough about who Caleb Downs is. It's been awesome. Yep.
What do you want to see?
Yeah, I think leadership is definitely something, right? He's a guy that's been there, done that, has accomplished a lot, but not the goals that he wants to yet. So I would say from a leadership standpoint, holding guys accountable, and he's done that at a really high level. And then his own preparation. I've been impressed with, if you're not taking as many physical reps, what are the mental reps that you're taking? And he's done a really good job of having daily routine, putting the time in, making sure that he's caught up to speed with everything. So I would say the off the field stuff is a step in the right direction.
What did you take away from the experience since we last saw multiple spring practices? What did you learn something over time? Whether it was for you as a coach that you brought here to bring the safety room?
Yeah, I think that you learn different ways to be able to do things, whether it's taking the ball away or tackling methods, or the way that it's taught from other defensive coaches. So to learn from a different tree and thought process and philosophy, I pride myself on being a teacher, which means that you better always be learning, right? Or you're getting behind. So I would say, just different ways to be able to maybe do similar techniques or things that have to be done from a defensive principle standpoint, and then bringing that to the table as you step back and you say, okay, here's how I've always done it. I've done it in the Jim Knowles system, right? And then you're in a different defensive system, and how does that get executed? And then you can blend some of those or pick what you like from there. So a chance to reflect, I'd say.
Do you feel like you have the opportunity to get away from the Jim Knowles system to bring it back to the system?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime that no matter where you're coaching, right, you have principles of defense and a way to be able to play defense, whether how you tackle or how you play in the red zone or different things like that. And there's metrics to be able to track that, and some improvement was made. Not enough, in my opinion. But there were strides from that standpoint. And then, when you come back into it, you say, okay, the system here has developed in the year that I was gone, right? And then maybe I'm able to develop a little bit as a coach too, and from a positional coach or a coordinator mindset, things like that. And then you're able to mesh ideas and come back and you learn, hey, what's the new that's happened over a year? And then I was able to see the Big Ten from a different lens as well. So I think that's valuable.
Matt, you were down a few safeties on Saturday. How do you feel about your depth at that position?
Yeah, it's something that we've addressed and say, hey, here's the guys that have played, here's the guys that haven't played, who's taking the reps right now, and how do we grow those guys, from that standpoint. So I think that's a work in progress every single day. So I've been pleased with the guys. I think there's been steadily on the rise approach from everybody in the room. So I've been pleased with the guys and the progress that they've made. So I feel good about it, and I expect that to continue throughout spring and then continue throughout summer and into fall camp. From that standpoint.
are some of those guys that maybe haven't played much here, but you're seeing late in the spring?
Yeah, Jaden Bonzu's taking advantage of the opportunity that he's had. Jalen McLean's taking an opportunity, advantage of the opportunity. Inky had a really good day today, he's taking advantage of the opportunity. So the guys that, are taking reps, I'm pleased with watching those guys, continue to progress, And then Caleb, I think, has, learned our system and done really well and gotten better every day. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.